My life changed because of a bank transfer I never asked for. The first payment arrived on a Tuesday morning. $3,000. No name, no company, no message, just money. I thought it was a mistake. I called my bank. They couldn't identify the sender. I left the money untouched for weeks, expecting someone to contact me. Nobody did. The next month, another payment arrived. $3,000. Exactly the same amount. Exactly the same date. Again, no sender. By the third month, curiosity turned into obsession. I spent hours trying to track the source. Nothing worked. It was as if the money appeared out of nowhere. Then something even stranger happened. A letter arrived in my mailbox. No stamp, no return address. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Do not investigate the payments. Accept them and continue your life. That was it. No explanation. No signature. Most people would have gone to the police. I didn't. I was 26, drowning in debt, working a miserable job, and barely paying rent. $3,000 a month changed everything. So I stopped asking questions. Months became years. The money never stopped coming. Every first day of every month, $3,000, always on time. Eventually, it became normal. Or at least, I convinced myself it was. 5 years passed. Then one morning, I woke up and immediately knew something was wrong. Not because of the money, because of a receipt. It was sitting on my kitchen table. A receipt from a restaurant across town. The date was yesterday. The problem was I had never been there. At least I didn't remember being there. At first I assumed I forgot. People forget things all the time. But later that day, I checked my phone and found 3 photos. In every photo, I was sitting at that same restaurant, alone, looking directly at the camera. My stomach dropped. I didn't remember taking those pictures. I didn't remember visiting that place. I didn't remember anything about yesterday afternoon. I checked the timestamps. The photos were real. They were taken using my phone. Then I found a video. 27 seconds long. I pressed play. The screen showed me sitting at a table, looking exhausted, nervous, terrified. Then the version of me in the video leaned closer to the camera and said something that made my blood run cold. If you're watching this, the memory wipe didn't work. The video ended. I stared at the screen. Memory wipe? What memory wipe? I replayed it 3 times. Same words, same terrified expression. I felt sick. That night, I couldn't sleep. The next morning, I searched my apartment. I had no idea what I was looking for. I just knew something was very wrong. After 2 hours, I found a small key taped underneath my desk. I had never seen it before. Attached was a note written in my handwriting. Storage Unit 42. My heart started racing. I drove there immediately. The storage facility was on the edge of town. The woman at the front desk checked her computer, then smiled. Back again. Back again. I had never been there before. At least I thought I hadn't. She handed me a visitor badge without asking for identification, as if she already knew me. That's when I realized something. Whoever rented Unit 42 had been visiting regularly. And somehow, that person was me. I unlocked Storage Unit 42 and stepped inside. The room was small. Concrete walls, metal shelves, no furniture, no boxes. Just a single folding table in the center. And a laptop, my laptop. The moment I opened it, it unlocked automatically. No password. Only one file sat on the desktop. Watch this first. I clicked it. A video opened. The man on the screen was me. Same face, Same voice, but older, tired, broken. He looked directly into the camera. If you're seeing this, then something went wrong. You weren't supposed to remember any of this. I felt a chill run through my body. The man continued. 5 years ago, you made a choice. Nobody forced you. Nobody blackmailed you. You agreed to everything. I couldn't breathe. What are you talking about? I whispered. The video continued. Every month, on the first day, you undergo a memory deletion procedure. In exchange, you receive $3,000 from a trust fund you created yourself. I froze. A trust fund? My own money? The man nodded as if he could hear my question. You created the payments because you knew one day you'd start asking questions. He leaned forward. And because you knew the truth would be too painful to remember. The video switched. Now I was looking at security footage. A hospital hallway, doctors running, nurses shouting, then a room number, 312. The footage ended. The older version of me returned. You've spent 5 years trying to forget what happened in that room. My hands were shaking. What happened? I asked the screen. The answer came immediately. Emily. The name hit me like a truck. Emily, my fiancée, the woman I had planned to marry, the woman I hadn't thought about in years, not because I moved on, because I couldn't remember her. The video continued. You loved her more than anything. Images appeared, photos, vacations, birthdays, a ring, a proposal, a future. Then everything went dark. The older version of me lowered his eyes. She died. The room felt smaller, colder. He died because of me, I whispered. The video paused, then resumed. No. I looked up. No, she didn't. For a second, I couldn't understand. The man continued. That's the lie you've been telling yourself for 5 years. My heart pounded. What does that mean? The answer came. Emily didn't die. I stared at the screen. What? The older version of me nodded. She disappeared. The world stopped. All those years, all those missing memories, all those payments. For a woman who wasn't even dead, the video showed another photo. Emily standing outside a train station. The timestamp was only 6 months old. 6 months. Not 5 years. 6 months. She was alive. The older version of me looked exhausted. You found her. My stomach dropped. You found her 6 months ago. Another video appeared. Me sitting in a motel room, crying, holding a photograph. The date confirmed it. 6 months ago, I had found her, but I had no memory of it. The older version of me spoke again. And after you found her, you made the same choice again. The screen went black. Then one final sentence appeared. You asked to forget. I sat there for what felt like hours. Then another folder caught my eye. The folder was named Final Recording. My hands trembled as I opened it. A new video started. This one was recent, only a few days old. The screen showed me standing beside a woman with dark hair, a familiar smile. Emily, alive, looking directly into the camera. Then she spoke. If you're watching this, then you remembered me. Tears filled my eyes. Emily smiled sadly. You weren't responsible for what happened. I couldn't move. You spent years blaming yourself for something that wasn't your fault. She reached for my hand. The video ended before I could hear anything else. That was the moment everything finally made sense. The money, the missing days, the erased memories, the storage unit, the videos. Every month I had chosen ignorance over pain, again and again, until I forgot why I started. I closed the laptop, walked outside, and for the first time in 5 years, I didn't go home. Instead, I drove to the address attached to the final video file, an address I had never seen before. Or maybe an address I had chosen to forget, because if Emily was really there, then my life wasn't ending. It was finally beginning again. The end.